Who remembers the BJ and Bill show all those years ago on WOLZ? Well, many have said they missed the show, and guess what? They're back. Welcome to the BJ and Bill podcast.
Welcome to BJ and Bill, the podcast, a part of the Podcast Playground Network. Please give us that 5-star review. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you do your podcasting. Follow us on Facebook, BJ and Bill, the podcast. And you can always email us, BJ and Bill, the podcast @gmail.com. As we welcome you to episode 130. Man, they just keep rolling.
A big round number. 30. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, it is. Good morning. How are you? You got your Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat on this morning. A little bit weird.
Well, you know, when I wake up and I'm not all the way awake and I'm trying to get things together and I haven't taken a shower for the morning, a hat always goes on.
Okay.
Because you've seen the Three Stooges, right?
Oh, sure.
Moe, Larry, and Curly?
Of course. Of course.
Remember Larry with the hair that goes...
Yeah, go easy. Yeah. That was
yeah,
you?
it's kind of like my hair in the morning.
Okay. All right. We appreciate.
I don't mousse it or anything, but it'll stick up like, you know, like it just sticks up. It's like, why don't you lay down? I try to brush it and it still goes right back up again.
I have this perfect, flawless hair every morning. I get out of bed, it looks just like this. So
I wish I could do that.
I know. I understand. Are you a morning shower person or an evening shower person?
Oh, morning.
Really? Every morning?
Yeah.
No.
Like this morning, no. Usually on the days we record, it's a no. A lot of the other mornings, yes, because I'm one of those people, you know, I have to take a pill to keep my blood pressure up.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I take a nice hot shower to get going in the morning, my blood pressure just plummets.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't do it on show days.
Okay.
Because I figured, you know, I can have it, you know, I take a couple pills and then it raises, but it might it's just, I know it's not going to mess me up during this broadcasting time that we share together.
Thank you.
So I do a no shower.
Me and a million of our listeners appreciate you. Or a few anyway. That's
Although
good.
I had to shower a little bit this morning, though. I got it. It wasn't a full shower. Let's just say that.
Do I want to know? This sounds like it could go ugly here.
It could go ugly fast, but what the hell? Are you ready for it, Bill?
It doesn't matter? No. Go ahead. Go ahead anyway.
So I'm almost ready to text Bill saying, I'm ready to go to the computer room. And, you know, I do this quite often throughout the day. I'll like have a little, you know, gas. So I said, I got a little gas. Oh, I think that was more than gas.
Oh. So you made an emergency bathroom stop and hopefully everything went okay. That's all we want to know.
Yeah, it all went okay. Yeah.
Okay, good.
There was no major damage, but enough damage that I needed to take a quick rinse.
Do we really need this 3 minutes into the show? Do we really need to hear about bathroom issues? I don't think so.
So I guess I didn't wet down the hair. I might as well while I was in there, but I just wanted to make sure that
everything was clean.
I wanted that to be a clean area.
Yeah, I agree. Well, of course. Yeah, no, back to the shower thing, morning or I'm more of an evening shower person because I'm like playing pickleball like 3 times a week now. And my arm is telling me about it this morning. In fact, actually, I don't know what tennis elbow is like. Is there a pickleball elbow? We need to get your daughter on here. We need to get your daughter with the medical expert on here to talk about pickleball injuries.
Hey, she just takes the MRIs.
Oh,
she doesn't make the diagnosis.
Well, I mean, yeah, I hear you, but she probably knows it better than the doctor does because she probably sees it 10 times more. But anyway, long story short, with playing pickleball 3 times a week, I get home and I'm sweaty and warm and all that. So it's usually shower time in the evening. And then plop down on the couch, and then I'm, don't really need a shower in the morning. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at nowadays. But I'm, whatever, whenever, whatever.
Now, my wife is the type of person that maybe, depending on what she does, it's, she does a lot. I mean, she sweats a lot. I'll just come out and say it.
It's all right.
So there are times that she'll take 2 showers a day. Like she'll,
Wow.
take a morning shower and then go out and work in the yard for a while and go, oh, I got to jump in the shower a second.
Wow. She working in the yard, not you, BJ Odom, your wife working in the yard. Boy, oh
Well,
boy.
her biggest job is she has this little dog that she loves so much. So she goes out about once every other day and makes sure she does a good
Clean up.
yard run and make sure there's no, doo doo in the yard.
Mm-hmm,
And then, of course, it
mm-hmm.
gets hot here in Florida. So she'll come in. Oh, I'm all sweaty.
Yeah,
Need to
yeah,
take
yeah.
a shower.
Boy, oh boy, this is riveting radio, boy. This is just listening to PJ's shower habits here and his wife. So great. Wow. Woo. Aren't you glad you joined us today, folks, for show number 130? Great.
People are going, people that just, for the first time, if you're a first time listener,
Right.
you're going, what, 130 shows of this?
I could be listening to Tony Robbins somewhere. I could be listening to I could be listening to Martha Stewart somewhere. But no, I got these guys. Yep, this is pretty much it, folks. This is the show. We used to do that every morning though on the this is the show, folks. This is what it is. So sorry, but
we were younger, so we didn't have the mishaps that we have nowadays.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, nowadays, like most old people, you just complain about your health, stuff breaking and stuff not working and all of that. And
I could do that too. I have another doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Now what? I mean,
I think.
I can't even ask now what, because I know with you, 9 times out of 10, it's just some routine. Well, you're like a car with antique license plates. You have so much preventative maintenance that needs to be done that it just takes, it's a constant journey to doctor's offices to find out that everything still works okay with you. But we'll volunteer. What the heck's not going on this time?
I think, and I've had these before. I've had like 3 in my lifetime, but I haven't had any in a long time. And people say, when you've had them, sometimes they can break open. And I think maybe mine has broken open a hernia.
This sounds awful. Boy, we are just having so much fun this morning with this show.
Well, I'll like feel down there and go, oh, there's a bump.
Aha.
But I don't want to be gross, but I can actually push the bump
back into place.
in.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, oh my God, it's back.
It's back.
So I think I better go see a doctor, and I'm probably going to have hernia surgery, and I'm probably going to be cursing for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Why do I volunteer why do I volunteer to ask with you? I don't even, it's like every day. Well, never mind. This is what you get when you get 2 old guys with their health issues.
I need to listen to more of the Practical Path.
I think you do. Yeah. I think that the Practical Path podcast with yours truly and the wonderful Vicky Wagner and get some good advice in living life on just being. Yeah. She and I actually this past week we challenged each other last week to write a little journal entry every day for a week. And so we've been texting back and forth. Did you write today? Yes, I did. So we record the show, this program, BJ and Bill, being recorded on a Monday morning. Vicky and I record on a Tuesday morning, and the show comes out Thursday morning. So I will have 7 little journal entries, and it didn't matter if it was big, long, short. It could be on anything. Just write something down every day. So maybe BJ wants to try that. I don't know. Write something, just anything about what you're thinking about or what you're happy about, or sad about, anything.
Well, I don't understand this part of the process.
The writing part?
And no, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm in the process of writing a book with an author.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sends me like maybe 20 questions. And it's kind of like a journal, it's asking about, growing up and my health
Sure.
and all these
Sure.
other things that will obviously someday be in this book.
That's a great
But
thing.
but this month she sends me not only the questions, and I haven't done it yet, so here I am, that student that hasn't done the homework. She wants me to draw a picture of myself as a youth when I was sick.
To draw a picture of yourself.
She has not seen my artwork. I
I'm
don't
a
think she I don't think she wants a little stick man going, well, this was me when I was little.
That would be me. I'm a terrible artist, drawer, whatever you call that. I can't draw anything. I
Neither
drew
can
airplanes
I,
when I was a kid.
especially like a self-portrait.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous. I wonder what her. I wonder what the thinking is. Maybe she has a little bit of insight into, oh, if it looks like this, it means this, and that's an interesting thought. I mean, she's not going to include it in the book, is she?
No, I don't think so.
I
No.
don't think so. Because again, why would anybody care about a stick figure? Of course, why does anybody care about hearing about BJ and Bill's shower habits? But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. So, but a picture. I've never, well, it's not like I have a lot of experience with ghostwriters and all of that. I actually did know one back in Naples. But anyway, that's, I'm curious to hear why she wants you to do that. That's interesting. So
Well, it's like, it's like therapy. We have an appointment on Wednesday.
therapy.
And I'm going to ask her, I'm going to go, can I describe what this picture will look like? Because I
Yeah,
can't
no.
draw or squat. Or do I need to, do you really want me to take,
Pen to
pencil and,
paper, pencil
yeah,
paper. Yeah.
and draw a
I,
picture of me as a sickly child? I
it
don't,
might, I'm thinking now, you'll tell us next week after you talk to her, but it feels to me like there's something in the way you draw it or something in the way that you, I don't know, present or whatever that she can get a little insight from. I'm going way out on a limb. I've never even heard this idea before, but it just seems like you, I mean, because like you said, neither you nor I, you'd never want to include one of our drawings in a book because they'd be, they'd look like something like a drunken teenager would do. But
yeah,
yeah. So anyway, I don't know. That's
yeah.
interesting.
The governor would look at it and ban that book from any library. That's for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's not helpful. So I'm thinking she sees that and it gives her insight for you and how she can ask more questions in the future. That's a wild ass guess, but I think it's probably and you'll tell us next week. It'll be interesting. I'll be curious to hear. So yeah, cool.
But it is cool because we do like a session once a month, and she'll send me like about 20 questions,
Right.
for me to, get answers for. And then we,
Right.
kind of talk about them a little more when we have like I said, writing this book has been better than therapy.
I'm sure it has. I'm
But
sure it is. Yes.
between writing the book and doing my other podcast, Gift of
Mm-hmm.
Life, the organ transplant podcast,
Mm-hmm.
because the two, collide, in the middle.
Yes, they do.
And so it is. It's like I'm learning things about me that I didn't know about me in
Now
the process of writing this book.
that's super interesting. Anything you'd like to share with us that a discovery you might have made?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
But there's parts of me that go, well, this is probably why I'm this way. And I never really thought of, like things like, like I said, this woman's not making enough because I don't know what therapists get, but it's like, an hour and a half, 2 hour therapy session
Right.
every time we get together.
Right.
And I have a whole new perspective of life and everything else after we talk, which is
Oh, interesting.
weird.
No, it's cool. I mean, if you're open to that sort of thing, and I find myself doing that just in life sometimes. Why the hell do I think that way? Why do I? Why? I don't have answers is the problem. Maybe I need a therapist to help me find an answer, but I will do something or say something and I'll go, why did I do that? Why would we react that way or say that in that particular? And I don't have an answer, but I'm at least, and that's something that we talk about on the Practical Path podcast a lot, is that if you can at least be aware of what you're saying and doing, you're halfway, the battle is halfway there, done. You know, you're halfway to the finish line. If you're at least going, ooh, I said something there and I wonder why I said it that way or in that manner or with the, that's a big part of it, the realization. Now the other part, well, of course there's work to be done there. So I don't know. All good. All good. But at least the good news is you're making progress on the book, or she's making progress, and you're contributing, you're doing your part. So good.
Yeah, and she wants to actually we've been doing like one session a month.
Right.
She wants to kick that up to like every other week
Oh,
because
cool.
she actually wants to get all the information from me sooner so she can begin writing.
Wow.
And then what she really wants to do is like do a lot of back and forth with me, like send me maybe a chapter
Sure.
and have me go over it. And, so she wants to not rush the process, but she wants it to go maybe a little bit faster than she originally thought she wanted it to go. Maybe because
Well, that's great.
Yeah, maybe she's getting some like good intel from our conversations and the questions she's asking. She goes, "Oh my God."
She sniffs a bestseller. She sniffs a winner coming
That's,
up.
that's
So
what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
know.
She's like hungry.
That's good. That's really good. Better than somebody saying, "No, there's not much here. I don't know what I'm going to write." No. And I agree. I mean, I know your story as well as any other human still alive. So yes, I would agree that there's a lot of meat on the bone, as they say. There's a lot of story there. So I think that'd be awesome. That'd be great. I can't wait to see this book when it comes out. I can't wait.
Neither can I. And hopefully, like, I will hear from, the powers that be after he gets out on the market and,
Right.
Hey, I'm making some money with this piece of trash.
Here is the important question. And I don't know if you've given this any thought. So folks, we might be catching him off guard. Here is the number one important question. Ready?
I'm ready.
Who played you in the movie?
I'm still thinking. Well, I guess it's different parts of the.
That's true. There would have to be like a young version and an old version, and yeah, that's true too. So we got, yeah.
The young version has to be the skinniest actor in America.
I see. Okay.
And even when I graduated high school, I was, everybody always laughs about the 98-pound weakling.
Mm-hmm.
When I graduated high school, I was the 98-pound weakling.
Really? Wow.
Yes. It's hard to believe when you look at me now to know that when I graduated high school, I weighed about 98 pounds.
Wow. Well, I mean, I have a picture. I still have my father's army picture, and he's old enough to have served in World War II. So yes, he was, when he got out of the army, he would tell everybody that he was 165 pounds. And he was tall. He was like 6'2", like I was. Big, tall kid, 165 pounds when he got out of the army. So yes, it's doable. So anyway, so we need a super skinny kid to play the young BJ Odom, and then we would need somebody a little bigger.
Somebody, good size. Maybe, John Candy or something like that, playing.
He's not really available right now, but yeah, yeah, Jack Black, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah. Actually, I like Jack Black even better. We'd have to dye his hair blonde, but yeah, that's a good one. I like that. All right, so and you got time. I mean, the Academy Awards, as we record this, the Academy Awards were just last night, so there's time.
Oh, don't even talk about the Academy.
Now see, I am not proud. I'm here to tell you I watched exactly 0 minutes of the Academy Awards. Now, I do have to go back because I heard that there was a special tribute to the James Bond movies. and I really, really want to see that, and I'm sure it'll be on YouTube today, so I'll be okay with it. But tell me what did you watch? Did you not
I
like it?
didn't
Did you?
I didn't join till late, and I don't want to talk for my wife either. But it was the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't see a monster anywhere.
Mm.
There was no grouch that I saw anywhere, and so I don't know what was going on.
Okay.
But the wife and I basically were sitting on the couch
Right.
scrolling Facebook,
Right.
and even once in a while my wife would say something. I go, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not even watching." It was
Right.
more. It was more for me. It was more noise in the background. Because
Oh,
every
okay.
time
So
they
you
did
weren't
make an award, I would like look up and I'd go, I didn't see that movie.
right.
Didn't see
Right.
that movie. No,
Right.
I definitely didn't see that movie.
All
Don't know who that
right.
actor
Winners. Best
is.
picture. Um. Well, this isn't helpful. I'm on the phone because you and I are recording here on computer, so I'm trying to actually look and see. Okay, that's not helpful. This is not helpful. I can't figure it out. All right, never mind. I was going to bring up the Academy Award winners. Maybe I can do it on the computer here while we chat. If I go Academy Award
Oh,
winners.
was it Academy Awards or was it the Oscars? I thought it was the
Oh,
Oscars.
isn't that the same thing?
I don't know.
Oscars, full list of winners. All right, here we go. Stand by. All right, never mind. I'm sorry, Anora was named Best Picture of. Now we're going to do this, and I'm going to not have seen any of the. Well, of course, nobody. Does anybody go to the movies anymore? I don't. I won't know any of these, so it's okay.
Well,
Anora was named Best Picture.
a lot of them too are, because the Oscars are worldwide.
Yes,
So a lot of it is like, even, but the Aurora movie, I think it was kind of like a Latino movie, a Latin
Anora
movie.
was the top winner of the night, earning 5 awards. Star Mickey Madison was named Best Actress. Sean Baker won record-breaking 4 awards for the film: Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Film Editing. Wow. Other categories: Adrian Brody was named Best Actor for The Brutalist. Never heard of it. Kieran Culkin won for Best Supporting Actor in A Real Pain. Zoe Saldana, a name I know. Zoe Saldana was named Best Supporting Actress in a performance for Emilia Perez. Meanwhile, Flo won the Best Award for Animated Feature. And Best Black blah, 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 other film, The Brutalist. Okay, well, that I'm happy to say, not happy. I'm whatever to say that I know none of the, with the exception of one name, Zoe Saldana, who was in Dune and a couple of other sci-fi movies. That none of this means anything to me. Wow,
That's
that's
kind of like
kind
with
of
me watching last night. The only thing that was any good was, the MC, Conan O'Brien had some good lines in there, and
cool.
that was about it.
Mm.
And they did show, like, the LA fire department and some of the emergency responders for the fire.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
gave,
yeah. We
and what was
gotta
kind of cool about, that, though, it was a cool moment because they had like a bunch of them lined up and
right,
they let some of them actually deliver off the teleprompter,
right.
and they were jokes, and they were actually pretty well written jokes. So it
Okay.
actually was kind of a cute little bit.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
So
Well,
that
I'll look
might have
that one
been,
up on
for
YouTube.
me, that was probably the highlight of the whole
The
show.
comedy of it. Yeah, the comedy of
Yeah.
it. Well, and I don't know. Do you like Conan O'Brien? I like Conan O'Brien. I mean, I
Yeah, he's
haven't
all
watched him
right.
in a while, but I've always liked him. Yeah,
I think
he
one of the
seems like
funniest, and now I forget what the actor's name is that played Dylan, because
mm,
there's a movie now out about Dylan, the singer
hmm
Dylan.
mm.
The
Oh, that's
Bob
Timothy.
Dylan,
That's
yeah,
Timothy Chalamet. That's Timothy
yeah.
Chalamet.
So somebody had one of them had the joke that Timmy, say his name again.
Timothy Chalamet.
One thing they found out about him was he sang too good.
He sang too good. Well, he was, speaking of Dune, he was Zoe Saldana, and he were the co-stars in, I think it was, I might have been wrong about Saldana. She might have been in Dune. She might have been in the Avengers. Anyway, She's been in sci-fi movies. So see, this is how much I know movie stars, which is not at all. But I knew Chalamet because I think literally the last movie I saw in a theater was Dune 2, and he's the big star of that. So that shows you
I
how long it's
kind of
been since I've been to the
uh,
movies.
of all the movies that they mentioned, I would probably like to see the Dylan movie more than any other that they mentioned.
Me too. Those are super interesting to me. And of course, you and I have the music history background disc jockey radio station thing. I remember I saw the the Elton John one, Rocket Man, terrific movie,
I
fabulous.
enjoyed that. Yeah.
And then I saw the Elvis one as well. That was a little dark, but it was interesting because it was told more or less from the story of Colonel Parker, Tom Hanks playing Colonel Parker, who was not a colonel and who was not a, but he was just. So it was an interesting story and it was cool. But so I like those. But then you and I, we have that history of, music and showbiz and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I get it. It's
Now
cool.
I remember, and I don't even know what year it was. Probably before. It definitely was before I moved to Central Florida, which has been at least 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably maybe a couple of years before that. So I'm going to just guess. Probably 10 years ago, maybe 10, 11 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I would go to the movies like, once a month. And it might even have been as far as maybe 15, 20 years ago. Well, we probably ended our show at OLZ probably what? I don't know, 22 years ago, was it? Well, my heart transplant was 22, will be 22 years in March.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
All right.
20, yeah, this month, 22 years. So probably like 24, 25 years ago, I was going to the movies about once a week. I would go at least twice a month, if not three
Probably.
times a month.
Probably.
And now,
I'm
like
sure
I
we
said,
got some free movie tickets in there as part of our gig.
oh no, I just went because, I enjoyed going to the theater.
Right. Me too.
But now with all the, now people, you got a wall that's half television in a lot of homes, 70-inch screens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I haven't been to the movies in at least 10 years.
There are some, and they say it in the ads, and I think it's kind of true. At least it is for me. There are some movies you need to see on the big, 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 big screen. I think, and for me, Dune was that movie. The second Dune movie saw the first one too in the theaters. But yes, big event movies. Movies are an event. I mean, I get it, but there's some that you just want to take in as big as possible. And for some people, but for me, there are zero romantic comedies that need to be on a giant sized, IMAX screen. It's just not, who cares, right? But when I go to see Mission Impossible, I want to see Tom Hanks hanging off of that airplane on a 50-foot wide screen. I want to hear the sound all around me. I want that experience. So yes, I get it. That was the only other. Now, before Dune, the previous movie that I saw was Tom Hanks, the last Mission Impossible that was out. So that's been a couple of years.
Well, like, 20 years ago, I liked the experience. I liked the part. And I know, yeah, you're paying, $50 for a box of popcorn.
Mm.
But I like the whole experience of, yeah, you're going to get a soda. You're going to get a big box of popcorn. And you're going to sit there. Maybe you get like, a candy bar. And you're going to sit there and you're going to watch the movie. You're going to enjoy your popcorn and soda.
Right.
And it's the experience. But now, and maybe because we're older too, but the experience is just, it doesn't give you the same, whoo, this is cool.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. And I think part of that is because they're trying to, like some of these movie theaters, like it used to be 4 screens, now it's 12 screens in the same building, and and the screens are smaller. It's not as much fun anymore. It's not that big, huge screen experience. I get it. I did when I saw, and I probably even mentioned this on the show because it's been a couple of years, but when I saw Mission Impossible, it was at a theater in Jacksonville that had It had some fancy. It wasn't an IMAX. It wasn't the screen that was huge, but it had this upgraded sound system. So when there were explosions and there were car chases, I mean, your seat did shake. It had that. I don't know what they did. It's some fancy theater technology. I don't know, whatever. But I thought, okay, that's worth it. That was worth the experience of the extra buck or two to have it in the nice, expensive theater and all of that stuff. That was fun. I got it. But then, yeah, they're not all like that anymore. They're not. Whatever.
Yep.
I got it.
Man, alive! I can't believe we've talked 30 minutes.
Well, by the time we got all of your medical issues out of the way, it was. All right,
and
you're right.
We were going to take a commercial break at like 10 after, 15 after.
Oh, we were going to take
all
a
about
commercial
that.
break. We need to start incorporating that a little better. Well, I mean, if you listen to the show, there's a commercial break in the show in the first 10 or 15 minutes anyway. It's just, shall we say, unplanned. It's just whenever it shows up. So, but yeah, we need to be more mindful of that, don't we? All right, but we're going to be mindful of it's time for a break. Go refill your coffee, do whatever you need to do, and we will be right back. Welcome back. This is BJ and Bill podcast, episode number 130. I don't know why that number is sticking in my brain, but it is. I'm Bill Stevens. That's BJ Odom over there. If you'd like to get with the show, we'd love to hear from you on Facebook. Just do a search for our Facebook group, which is BJ and Bill Podcast, easy to find. Or you can email us at bjandbillthepodcast@gmail.com. There you go. So, yeah. We might just have a little special musical treat that you might have heard going in. We've got some gremlins working in the background. Try and put something in there.
All right.
Yeah.
So how are you doing without? Well, I mean, I guess there is basketball, but you
sports?
Yeah, and I've got a little bit of NASCAR to watch, which was a good race this past Sunday. I enjoyed. Right. But what are you doing? Are you like suicidal with nothing going on the weekends? Or are you just playing a lot of pickleball?
I am appreciating that the major networks, the sports networks, the TNT and the ESPNs, have discovered the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thank you. They've only been the best team in basketball all year long, but now they're finally starting to get a little bit of airtime. Friday night, I was texting you back and forth that Friday night, the Cavaliers in Boston got off to an awful start. They were down by like 22 points in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. Boston was on a tear, and the Cavaliers came back and won it in the end, which there's video and audio of Jason Tatum and all these just cursing as they're leaving the floor in Boston. And I'm like, yeah, sucks to be you. And then last night in Cleveland, yesterday afternoon, last night in Cleveland, against who knew? The Portland Trailblazers. Who knew? But the Trailblazers were winning the entire game as well. And then the Cavaliers came back with 3 or 4 minutes to go and got ahead and stayed ahead. It went to overtime, and the Cavs won in overtime. And I'm thinking, this is like they used to call the Cleveland Browns. They used to call them the Cardiac Kids. I'm thinking this is it's the Cavaliers now. It's the Cardiac Cavs. It's like, but anyway, I'm enjoying the heck out of that. But you're right. I mean, with no football, I put basketball on when it's on. And it's interesting because we were talking before the break about why we do the things that we do. Why do I think that way? Why do I do it? I really have this preference for stuff that's like live on TV, like it's happening right now. And so sports, baseball, hockey, basketball, football, of course, that gets my attention for some reason. And if I could have a cable TV company, or not cable, if I could have a streaming service, like I'm looking at you, ESPN, if you could come up with a streaming service that was just sports, I'm 100% in. I'm canceling YouTube TV tomorrow, because I watch nothing on YouTube TV other than live sports. Crazy.
Now, I would like to have that service also, but I still watch a lot of other things on television too.
Well, we know you and your Hallmark movies. Yes, we know.
Yeah. And I don't know. The wife has her favorites, and we're a television family. We enjoy primetime TV.
I do. I have my Amazon Prime, and I did watch a couple of series that are now. I'm waiting for the next season to come out. But yeah, I want to get in to start watching more of that to get more of my money's worth out of Amazon Prime. But if I can, honestly, like I said, once the A finals and the Stanley Cup are over, I will probably put my YouTube TV on summer break. And you can do it every year. You get 90 days, turn it off, costs you nothing, and then in 90 days it comes back on, and it's just in time for football season. Perfect.
They are still talking about possibly a sports network that'll give you like a lot of the primetime sports, which would be awesome. But I don't know. There's probably too much money to be made to give it all to one person. I think that's the problem.
I hear you. But whoever figures that out, I am customer number one. Take my money, because I don't watch anything. I mean, like I said, I have Amazon Prime, and okay, I can watch old stuff, and there's plenty of good old TV series on there that I can watch commercial free. Well, actually with Amazon now, it's not always commercial free. Thank you, Amazon Prime. But yeah, it's still better. Still better than the real thing.
Yeah. But one thing about sports that I'm excited about, finally, my Warriors looks like they might get into the tournament. I don't think they're going to be champions.
No,
but it's looking like they're going to get into the tournament without going into the play-in tournament.
Steph Curry's back has got to be killing him from carrying that team every night.
What was it the other night? 52, 53 points?
Now the interesting one is just down the road in LA. LeBron and Luka is like, wow, who knew? Well, they all knew. It's like Luka's got a chip on his shoulder. LeBron is LeBron, is the GOAT. And so they're going to make a splash. They are making a splash. I don't think they've lost since the trade. So
I don't know if they have or not. They may have lost one, but that's about it.
Maybe. So anyway, I'm good with LA versus Cleveland in the NBA finals. That would be quite the show when LeBron comes back to Cleveland. That would be amazing. So
that would be
I'm open to that.
Yeah, that would be a good one. It'd also be good to see that if they got, because we haven't seen that series in quite some time.
Which one?
And I know that would put your Cavaliers out, but it would kind of be nice to see the Lakers and Boston go at it again.
I hear you. On, man. Let it go. Ancient history.
Yeah, but
no, I get it. I do.
But their hatred towards each other makes it so much better.
The fireworks would be impressive. They would be. But you got to get through my cap first, and I'm sorry. I'm not giving up that ship just yet. No way. So, yeah.
Well, I wish the Cavs good luck, because I think that would be, good to see them in the finals. But I'm just thinking,
you got your. So
I'm talking about.
I was just gonna say, BJ wearing his Buccaneers hat. I'm gonna have to start. I have a Cavaliers hoodie. I'm gonna have to start wearing that. Been wearing this block for.
I'm one of those guys that always thinks about the dinero.
Sure.
The money.
The cashola.
And I am thinking, how much money though a Lakers Celtics championship series would make whoever has that.
Oh, if you're the networks, if you're ESPN and ABC, you're like, oh please God, oh please, oh please, oh please. Yeah, because Cleveland's a good story, but a major, a top 5 market like Boston, oh my God. Oh, versus the Lakers with LeBron and Luka, and oh my God. The money there would be, you're praying for a 7-game series. Please let it go 7, please. Yeah, I understand that completely. I do. Yeah.
I might have to buy Disney stock if that happened.
You might, because it would have a couple of good weeks. Let's put it that way. You buy it today and then let it run up for a little bit until until game 7. The day of game 7, I think I'm selling it, but that's okay. That's you've made bucks. You would have made more than a few for that couple of weeks, and you're good to go. Yeah, I love that. So unless of course our current new president burns the economy to the floor, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, it's okay.
What I really am excited of seeing, and I think that's on Netflix, I'm not for sure.
It's
And they don't say her name is Jenny, talking about Jenny Bus.
the Lakers owner.
But there is a movie, and who's the guy? It's not Reese, is it? But it's, some big star playing a woman who takes over a major basketball team.
Really?
And it's a lot.
A lot
It's
like the
really
Lakers.
geared a lot towards
The Lakers.
being Jenny
Interesting.
Buzz and the
I would
Lakers,
watch
yeah.
that. That's got to be an interesting story.
Oh, I remember. Okay, tell me the name of the daughter of Goldie Hawn and was it Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Or
Goldie Hawn
oh,
is I can see her face.
so can I?
Um,
I can see her but that's who's playing the character that's like Jenny Bus.
oh, really? Okay. Hang on, hang on. I'll give it to you. Goldie Hawn daughter. Kate Hudson.
Yeah, Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson is play. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. What do I know? I don't know who Jenny Bus looks like or sounds like, but yes, she would be good for that. So yeah, that's great.
So
That's cool.
one of these days I'm sitting there watching television. That's definitely going to go. But I don't know if that's a series or a movie.
Again, if it's not sport or on Amazon Prime, I'm not watching it. I mean, although I should be watching some Apple TV stuff, and I think I get 90 days because I bought myself that new my new Mac Mini computer. I've had it for a couple of months now, but I think I get 80 days of Apple TV for free, and all I have to do is sign in and get it. I think. Because I hear
Well,
I hear like shows like Ted Lasso and all that stuff are pretty hilarious and all that. So I need to check on that.
that is the problem though right now. There's all these little, app networks you can get, and they
Mm-hmm.
all have something that goes, "Oh, that looks good. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that looks good. Oh, that looks good." And
Yep.
then you get
Yep.
them all and you're going, "Well, this is a lot more than cable would ever be."
Now I'm paying $300 a month to stream all these different things for one. Right. And there I've thought about that with like Paramount Plus. Star Trek, the new Star Trek is on Paramount Plus. It's fabulous. And when I get the chance, it might be worth like if you could get like a week of Paramount for a free trial and then download them all or something. I don't know how you would do that. But there needs to be you're totally right. There needs to be a better business model for that, and I don't know what it is. Other than I want Star Trek, for example. I want the new Star Trek series. Can I just pay for that? $5. I'll pay it. No problem. I want this series, like you said. I want Yellowstone on whatever network it's on or whatever. I'll pay bucks for that. Or what? The problem is that's not as a business, it doesn't really work. It's like, you'd rather be making 15 bucks a month guaranteed $5 one time.
Yeah.
But
Now
there
I
need
don't know. I'm not for sure how this works, but I wouldn't doubt they're probably making deals because, like CBS pays the cable company so much money,
Mhm.
NBC pays the cable company so much money to get their product out on
Mhm.
the cable. Now, I told you we were going to get free television here. Not free, but our
Right, part of your
HOA
HOA.
is going to
Right.
pick up where we will get a very reduced rate, but
Right.
everybody in the neighborhood will have, Spectrum TV.
Right.
Well, that has now begun as of the first of the month.
Cool.
Paramount and what is the other one? There's a couple of those app networks
Mhm.
that has been included in the package also.
Very
So
cool.
So, they've got their own little box that has, you can load any app you want to actually into it.
Cool.
But there's a couple of those. I think there's like three altogether. I don't know which ones they are. And those are free with the cable that we have right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's kind of neat. Maybe more and more people will start to do that. I'm not for sure. But they're saying, okay, we'll run your CBS network
Right.
and we'll give you a nice, low price to run it on our cable company.
Right.
But you also have to give us, CBS would be Paramount. You also have to throw Paramount in for our listeners or for our, cable subscribers. And then
Right.
we'll do that. That's what I'm thinking maybe is starting to happen.
There's other deals too out there, like Walmart now. I think if you get the Walmart Plus, which is like Amazon Prime, if you get Walmart Plus, I think you get Paramount Network with it. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but that might have just been an intro deal. But yeah, I think that's the real thing now too. So yeah, but again, where we were talking about, when all this started on is that all of these networks, it's like I'd love to have just the pick and choose what I want, and then you bill me for it. That's what. Maybe now, maybe if I'm like YouTube TV, not YouTube, they already have their own service. Maybe if I'm a startup company, a streaming service startup idea. Here, I'm throwing this out for you, Elon. Take it and run with it. You'd like that you talk to all these people and say, okay, we'll aggregate it for you. We'll put all these channels together and we'll allow people to pick and choose the shows they want from all of these different things, but it has to add up. It's like a minimum order. It's like a 2-drink minimum. It's like, it's got to be $50 a month. We're charging you $50 a month or whatever, at least. And then you can pick and choose all the stuff you want from anywhere, any time, and we'll stream it all to you in one bundle. But we still want to make sure that we're getting a nice monthly chunk from each subscriber. I just threw that out there. There's some
Now, I will tell you
billionaire will think of that and steal my idea.
And maybe a cable company already has.
They might.
Because I know with because that's in Central Florida. It's big in Central Florida, big in the Tampa area. I don't know about Gainesville, but Spectrum.
Yeah, no,
Spectrum
we have
cable.
Cox cable up here.
Okay. Now, they do have a deal where for so much money,
right,
you can pick I think it's 12 or 13 networks. You get ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and then you get to pick another 13. You could pick TNT. You could pick
right, ESPN.
And it's a lot cheaper than what the price is if you get the entire cable, And I think it's $30 or something like that.
That's cool.
But then you pay another $24 though, because you got to take the 4 major networks.
Right.
And then you get to pick 13 of the other networks you want. I think altogether it's like $50.
I need to check and see if my cable company does that. Because I'm only getting internet from Cox, from the cable company. I get my, TV from YouTube by streaming. YouTube has raised their prices. The cable company has raised prices for internet. If they have a bundle deal like that with internet and cable and all that, I could do that. I could see myself doing that for sure. Yeah, that's a cool idea. That's a very cool idea.
Call your cable subscriber now and see if that.
Oh, yes. Tell the PJ and Bill sent you. Like we used to do.
That'd be funny. What? Who in the hell? I don't know. Hey, Martha, do we give them a special deal? They say BJ and Bill. So they just said it on here too. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
The problem, you're not getting Martha. You're getting, I don't want to say a name, but you're getting somebody in the Philippines somewhere.
Med.
Yeah. Did you see that? I'm a techie guy, so I see all of that stuff. Somebody has come with an AI, or it's in the works. There's an AI software in the works that removes the foreign accent from someone speaking to you on the phone. So now you could be talking to India or the Philippines or Iceland, I don't know if they have an accent or not, and you won't hear their overseas accent. That's That sounds like cheating to me, but I get it. I get it.
Although I wonder because now my son has been working a lot with AI lately,
Yes, he's a rock star.
and he's found out things that you type out, sometimes they won't say correctly.
Oh, of course.
So maybe with AI, that might be doing an accent. It may come off different also. Like a few words may like, what the hell did you just say? Well, I never heard that
Right.
word before. So that might take a little bit of
Well, I mean,
engineering.
yeah, believe me, it's all in the works. It's all, we are literally in the opening few minutes of the day when it comes to AI taking over the world, which it will do. Um,
Well, I
but
will
yeah, we're
tell you,
just right now. What's that?
I'll tell you something this old man's doing.
Mm.
And I might be really stupid for doing this. And I hope my wife, my wife probably is listening now.
Oh,
When I say I might be doing something stupid, but a lot of these AI stocks,
yes,
because they're startup companies,
yes,
very cheap right now.
yes,
I'm,
and entirely possible that zero. But yes, yes, you could have the next Nvidia or something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So I'm
So
kind
what you're
of,
saying is you're investing in some of these stocks, BJ Odom?
yeah, I might say that.
You might say that because you used to bitch at me all the time about
But
my stock sessions.
but you know what? Some of them you can get for like $2-3. I'm thinking, hey, buy a couple shares. Who knows? I mean, you're
I
only
understand.
gambling. You know, you go to the dog tracker. Well, dog tracks don't exist anymore, but
Yeah,
go to
you
the
go to
horse
Vegas.
tracker. You can
Yeah,
do $2 bets.
sure, sure.
So basically, I'm doing a couple $2 bets here and $2 bets there, hoping
Okay,
I'll hit the quinella. And
you might.
you
You
know,
might.
all of a sudden, oh my God, I just spent 200, $2. Now I got $200.
I believe me. I mean, I hear what you are saying. Yee. there's a lot. There's a lot that can go wrong there. But if it's just $2 and you're
Yeah.
comfortable with that, then you're fine. Then you're fine.
I think the
So I'm
most is
not
like
going to
370. I think I bought a stock for 370.
honestly, I can't believe I'm the one telling BJ to be careful with the stock market, and he's the one telling Bill how he's investing in some of these crazy stocks. Because anybody who knows that it's pretty much been the exact opposite for years and years and years. And yes, I'm still in my cryptocurrency, and yes, I'm still losing money on the Bitcoin that I bought, but it's okay. It's okay. I have faith. I have faith.
Now my son got into that pretty early too, and he's still ahead, and I think he's even
Mm-hmm.
sold some, but I don't know. He's like one of those. I still need to get a DNA test.
Right, to find out that your son is really your son.
Yeah, because
He's a genius and
I
a
I
hard
touch
worker and a
I
rock
touch
star.
I touch things and they turn to dirt. He touches something and it turns to gold.
It's funny you mentioned that. Our friend Vicky Wagner, has two sons, and they could not be more opposite if you wrote the script. And she always says that about her one son who just retired from a fire department in Collier County in Naples after rising through the ranks in a brilliant. But she says he's the Midas man. Everything he touches turns to gold. And I'm like, sweet. Ride that for a while. So yes, you have that son as well, and I need to like latch on to your son through osmosis or something here. But yeah, I get it. I do. Some people just and it's not. There's no luck. I mean, you make your own luck, right? My father always said that, and he wasn't the first. The harder you work, the luckier you get. So I understand that. I'm not going to say I've practiced it a lot in my life because I haven't. I think I'm coming to the point where I'm willing to do a little bit more work. Boy, this sounds like the practical path. You should join us on the practical path Thursdays. Because this is exactly the kind of stuff we talk about. What are you willing to do? What kind of investment are you willing to make in yourself to have a better life. Period. So I don't know. I don't know if you can find a little magic pixie dust from your son, send some over. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Of course, yeah, he takes care of his old man. That's one thing I will admit.
He does. He does. And we
so that's
appreciate
good.
it. We appreciate
Like,
that.
Here's some change. Go out and buy a coffee today. Thank you.
Great. He throws the old man a few crumbs. Great.
Yeah. And I've said this before on the podcast. I always, as a father, and I know you've never had children. I feel that like I'm doing something wrong because I don't know the way I grew up anyway. In my world, my parents would, buy some things for me, and
Sure.
I was always the parents taking care of the children.
Yes.
And now it's kind of like the child taking care of the parent. And I'm going, no, this isn't supposed to happen this way.
Well, he's earned his share of good success in life, and if he wants to share it with his father, that's fine. I mean, you can't say no to that. So, but I get it. I do. He's at a point where he's got a few, he's got some good stuff happening in his life, and he wants to share it with his father. I think that's great. So, by the way, don't forget about his friend over here. That's all right. He's good to me too, so it's okay. Yeah.
There
you go. That's awesome.
Well, since you talked about the practical path, don't forget every Tuesday, a new episode of Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast with your host, BJ Odom. That tells me that you can listen to the Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast, comes out every Tuesday. BJ and Bill, the podcast, comes out every Wednesday.
Yes.
And the practical path with Bill and Vicky come out every Thursday. You've got 3 days in a row of BJ and Bill. What more could a person want?
Total. Although plenty of things do come to mind, but still, I understand. I do get it. I do. So yes, and I'm a podcast person. I mean, yesterday was Sunday as we record this. Gorgeous day here in North Central Florida in Gainesville. I'm like sitting there after the Cavaliers game was over, like late afternoon. I'm like, I can't keep sitting on this couch. Took out my bike and I went for a bike ride. And as I did, I put my little earpods in my ears, and I listened to a podcast while I rode my bike. It was just a complete day. It was just a beautiful, complete day. Did I listen to BJ and Bill? No, I did not.
I have screwed up ears. I couldn't do that. Not that I couldn't take a bike ride.
Right.
But I swear to God, if I did that, if I took my little earbuds, put them in my ear, and started biking down the road within 20 feet, one of the little sons of a bitches would come out of my ear, and I go, God damn. Then I have to go back, find the damn thing, so I put it back in my ear. Something about earbuds in my ears don't get along.
I totally hear you. This is the answer.
Oh, the earbud.
I'm holding up to the camera. You can't see it. It's a little ear hooky thing, and it's got a hole in the end of it, and the ear pod goes in there and goes over your ear, and it holds the ear in your ear, and you're good to go. Now, they're not perfect. I still end up pushing in the earbuds every once in a while. And that's because I use the Apple EarPods, and they're wonderful. They're great. The sound is amazing. But I've been shopping a little bit lately online for the ones that are like over the ear and they fit, they hold on better.
Yeah,
they like show people at the gym working out, jumping around, doing jumping jacks, and they don't come out. I'm like, I need that. I don't need the jumping jacks, but I need the ears, the things that's in my ear. So yeah, there might be a early Christmas present for myself for something like that. Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, maybe I need. I see those every once in a while. I go, that's what I need.
Right.
But right. I'm old and my ears are shot because I played rock and roll music probably from the time I was 14 till probably the time probably for 10 years. Probably from 14 till I was 24. I was playing in rock and roll bands, and
Right.
we had the big, double stack amps, and the
Right.
drummer would be sitting right in front of the double stack amps.
Right.
And so my hearing is so shot that I can get the 1999 ones, and they work just as well for me.
I was always in the radio business. I was always mindful of exactly that the headphone thing. And I remember, and I'm not going to mention his name because it's the guy that fired you and I, would come in to do his show after and he would take his headphones off and put them on the counter, and they would literally dance on the counter. They were so loud. He was so deaf that he had to have those earphones up so loud so that he could hear them. And I'm like, I never want to do that. That just doesn't look like fun to me. So anyway, I've been good with that.
Him.
Huh?
I'm not that far behind him.
I hear you. I hear you. See what I just said there? I just put that into words. There you go. All right. Look at that. We killed another hour, BJ Odom. How do we always do this?
I don't know. We talk about, juicy stuff.
Yeah.
As we started the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Like bathroom stops and shower schedules, and boy, oh boy, what a show. What a show about it. It really is. It really is. All right. So who's coming up on the gift of life this week? Do you know?
I don't have it in front of me. I'm running about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time.
Oh, cool.
So that's always good.
Yeah.
So
the practical path this week, like I said, I had been multiple weeks ahead. We took some time off so that we actually caught up to real time. So we're recording the show, and then that's the show that comes out on Thursday. I hear both sides of that. There's good with both ways to do it.
Here's what I get, and I'll tell you, this happens to me because I try to share other people's stories. It's all about people with transplant, and they share their story, they share their experiences, they share their journey.
Yes.
So I will get, and I try to solicit, in different areas of the country and stuff, different groups trying to find some people, that want to share their story. I can get like 4 people call me in the same week wanting to share stories.
Right.
And then I get down to I got 1 left in the can, and I'm going, oh my God. So I put out a couple, more things online, that I'm looking for guests that want to share stories. Then all of a sudden, before I know it, I've got 3 or 4 more. So kind of they come and they get
feast or famine.
Yeah. So I did this once, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. There are Facebook groups for transplant patients.
Yes.
You actually put an invite on one of those. I got so many emails and messages that I don't think I ever got to all of them. I mean, I tried to get to all of them. I tried to, write to them or met, and some of them kind of as time went on, got lost through the cracks.
Right.
So I try to avoid that. But, if I get really desperate, I will do that again. But let me tell you, I did it just once, and I bet you within 2 hours, I had 30 emails or 30 messages.
Wow. Well, that's,
hey, let me.
Right. It's good it's good that you have that resource to find people and all that. But yeah, wow. A lot of that going on. Well, okay. It's all good.
So now
you're doing a good thing with that. You're getting the word out. You're sharing the gift of life. So tune in for that right here at the Podcast Playground, where you can get all of your favorite podcasts anytime. Look at you. So, all right, BJ.
I know the network has over 30 podcasters right now.
Right. And we're 3 of them. So we're 10% of the we're 10% of the Podcast Playground. All right, cool. That's going to do it for this week. Have yourself a great week. Get out there, have fun, get some fresh air and some sunshine. And until then, it's just up to BJ Odom to say,
see ya.